Attention, please.
And now, it's Cutter's Rockcast.
In the world of doing home studios and things, I set up a internet phone number so I could do this.
Nice. You're ahead of me, man. I'm trying desperately to catch up, but I'm so technologically challenged. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I watched your Instagram live and you were making fun of yourself. That was good.
I couldn't hang up the call. Everyone's just typing me. I was like, I don't know how to send it. And everyone's just typing end. And I'm like, gee, thanks. I get it. You hit end. Oh, wait, there's a button that says END, end. I'm an idiot.
It's all good when you don't do that stuff every day. You forget. The first Instagram live I did was with Skillet, and I did the same thing. I'm like, first I had it the wrong way. Then this is all live and thousands of people are watching. Whatever, who cares?
Yeah, there's all those buttons at the bottom. I'm like, I'm scared to hit anything. I don't know what those do. And I don't know. This is not my world, so I'm trying to adapt.
It's all good. It's all good. Thank you for taking some time. It is myself, and it is my co-host, Kaytie. She's on the other line as well.
Hi, I didn't want to weirdly and just insert myself into a conversation. That would have been weird.
Well, it's good to hear your voice. How you doing?
Good. I was laughing as you were talking about the Instagram feed. There was a moment earlier, a couple of weeks ago, where Cutter was doing one and we were trying to add me into the group, and it just started putting filters all over his face, and it was just filter after filter after filter live video. So I think we all have more than one of those moments at some point during this.
The struggle is real.
It is so real. It's like I feel like I should be more technologically advanced than I am, and then I start doing things and I'm like, wait a second. Wait, this changed. I don't know these buttons.
No, I do. I'm in the same boat. I mean, I haven't opened a computer in probably, I don't even know how long, years. And now I'm opening my computer and blowing off the dust and going, does this thing even still work? Okay. I'm trying to keep up with the times.
That's awesome. It's the computers aren't the times though. The computers are what's in your pocket. So let's be real.
I know, it's crazy. Tech is moving so fast. It's insane.
It really is. But thankfully, if we're all going to have to be stuck in quarantine and during a pandemic, at least we can all communicate in a way. Remember when video phones felt like they were going to be, that's impossible, that'll never happen, and now it's just normal?
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking because the anniversary of Light Me Up is right around now. It's 10 years ago. And when we first started making that record, I had a flip phone. That's how far tech has come.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That makes sense. Light Me Up, man, I love that. I loved that album.
Thank you.
But then again, let's be honest. There hasn't been a Pretty Reckless album that I haven't loved.
Truth.
You guys have definitely you've definitely found your sound. You've definitely found your way of things. And excuse me while I tell my daughter not to get into the camera. Hey, Penny.
The joys of home studios.
You guys talk. And let me ask the question. What's going on?
Oh, I love this. It's so great. It's so funny how many times we'll be in the middle of doing something, whether it's a different live video or a conference call or something, and someone's kid pops up in a screen to ask a question. It's cool to see a little sneak peek in everybody's world.
It's just, you can't hide anything now. There's no anonymity. It's just, I guess, welcome to my living room.
It is. It's funny. I used to be really careful about angles that I would shoot for things for work inside of my apartment. I don't want to give people too many inside looks into my apartment, but still give them an idea of where I live. And now with all this, it's just I don't even care. You see inside my apartment, you know what? You want to come here, bring me tacos. We're cool.
No,
somebody say tacos.
I'm doing the same thing. I set up the camera for Zoom interviews or whatever, and I'm trying to look at what's in the background. And my house is I'm real messy. I'm clean, but I'm real messy. And I'm just I should probably move that pile of crap over there, but I'm not really sure, to another pile of crap in a different corner.
It's like the closet that just has piles of crap on top of piles of crap, and then you go in there and you're like, when did I get all this crap?
By the way, I'm back.
It's the never ending. Well, I've been procrastinating I'll clean up one of these days. I just don't have the time. Now there's no excuse.
Exactly.
Thank you guys for covering for me for a second. They needed the Wi-Fi password.
Really, we just teased you.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm like, no, do you really need the Wi-Fi password? Or my daughter's a big Pretty Reckless fan, and or was it just because I'm doing an interview with Pretty Reckless right now? I think that's probably
that's awesome. Tell her
probably
I said
what
hey.
it is. I absolutely will. When you're stuck at home, Taylor, like this, because you guys were just talking about cleaning and your house being a mess, and listen, I get it. But when you're on the road so much as you guys were before, obviously you had kind of calmed down to go work on this new record, and then obviously now we're all stuck. Do you just not care? I mean, like, how much are you thinking about? Oh, I should do this thing in my house, but never mind. I'm not going to be there for 6 months, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, you pretty much nailed it. I'm the queen of procrastinating when it comes to chores and stuff. It's like, does it have to be done today? No. All right. Well, I'll do it tomorrow.
Perfect. Perfect. Talk to us about Death of Rock and Roll, Taylor. Like, this is a gritty rock and roll song. And obviously the last album was a little bit more laid back and bluesy southern feeling, but this is definitely a gritty rock and roll song. Did you guys have that in mind when you went, we're going to work on a new record and we're going to do it hardcore, or did it just come out that way for whatever was influencing you at the time?
I mean, it's this record. I mean, I don't know how much you know about our history of the past few years, but we had some tough times. We had quite a few hits in the past few years, and I went kind of down. Not to get too detailed here, but I went pretty down in with the loss of so many friends and into depression, and it really took. It was, not to sound cliche, but it's true. Music saved my life again. It was writing and making this record that really pulled me out of that depression. And this record is really a reflection of that. And Death by Rock and Roll, the song, was a song 10 years in the making. I mean, and after everything we went through, it was really the right time to finish that song that had been floating around for about 10 years and put it out as a battle cry for life, to, live life your own way, go out your own way, a rock and roll anthem of don't tell me how to live my life. This is my life, freedom, and that ethic of rock and roll that is how I've always lived my life. And this record and the song is really kind of an embodiment of that, of fist in the air. Don't tell me otherwise.
You don't need to respond, but just to fill anybody in that's listening to this, obviously the death of Chris Cornell with Pretty Reckless being on tour, and then of course Kato, who I knew through the guys from Pop Evil, and I know that was tough, and there definitely was a lot of hits, like you had said. I just to fill people in that are listening, and again, you don't need to comment on any of that, but getting into that dark.
Death by Rock and Roll, the song. I mean, it's homage to Kato. I mean, of how he lived, we bonded over the ethic of rock and roll and the love of Soundgarden and all that stuff. And so this song really is it's in homage to him and all the fallen heroes of music. Of, at the end of the day, you're going to go out at some time, so you might as well go out your way. Death by Rock and Roll.
I love it. I love it. And there obviously there are way too many names. That list is way too long of people that have died too early in our world. What was I going to say? You know what? Let me go here because you and Ben Shepherd, because we just talked about Soundgarden for a second. So you and Ben had put out this video last week.
Matt
Cameron, you did, not Ben. I'm sorry.
Love Ben Shepherd, but this one was with Matt. Yeah.
I apologize.
It's all good, dude.
It's a good thing we're on the phone. You're gonna see me face turning red right now, real bad.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, while working with anybody from that band, knowing, because even before all that stuff had gone down, before you guys went on tour at Soundgarden, I remember talking to you and you telling me how big of a fan you were, and I felt kind of a kinship because one of my, Bad Motor Finger was one of my records, as far as growing up, that got me into music. And so to have anybody from that band to work with on a record, I mean, what's it like for you as a fan to be able to sit down and take that out and go, we're gonna write, we're gonna record, we're gonna do something together?
I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, after we were on that tour and after everything that happened, I mean, we we stayed in touch, and we really kind of formed a bond, and they're great friends of mine now. And so when I started recording this record, our new album, and I had this song called Only Love Can Save Me Now, and I was like, I called them up and I went, it's Matt and Kim are on it. And I went, guys, this is begging for you to play on it. Are you in? And they said, yeah. And we flew to Seattle. We recorded at London Bridge Studios, which is, where they made, Soundgarden made Louder Than Love, and Pearl Jam's 10. I mean, such an iconic studio and such a cool, just kind of full circle moment. And really, I mean, just great. I love those guys so much, and obviously they're magicians of music. I mean, gods in my book. So to be able to work with them, it was just such an amazing experience, and I just can't wait for people to hear it.
I remember seeing some of the pictures coming out after that, like when you had been in the studio, or little bits and pieces that were coming out, and I'm watching it just like, oh my God, dude, like Taylor, she is playing with her idols. This is amazing. I can't even begin to imagine what that would feel like to sit inside of that studio and record with them a song you wrote. Like the brain twist that must do inside of you as you're watching that unfold has to just be completely surreal.
It was completely surreal. I mean, I still don't even know what to think about it. I just like just watching. I mean, just watching them play, and they're such masters of their craft that it was so easy almost. I mean, super difficult because making records is super difficult, but watching them play like just with such ease and such command over what they're doing, it was just so inspiring, and really they brought that song to a whole new level.
God, I can imagine.
Awesome.
And Tom
I can't wait to hear it.
And Tom Morello's going to be on this album too, yeah?
Dude.
Yeah. It's on another tune called "And So It Went," and he's also the man. Like when he comes in, it comes in screaming, and it's everything you'd expect Tom Morello to be, and he does not disappoint.
How did that end up coming about?
Well, I had met Tom quite a few years ago, like in passing. We'd hung out a few times and passing multiple times through festivals and a couple nights in New York, and throughout the years. And we actually all of us kind of came together at the Chris Cornell "I Am the Highway" tribute.
Okay.
Because Tom was playing with Soundgarden, and as well as I was, for the song "Loud Love," and so that's kind of where that whole thing started.
Okay.
And so when we started working on this record, I called him up, and now he's wailing.
That's awesome. Now, the song that when you guys did the cover of Halfway There earlier this week, was that something that you had planned on doing ahead of time, or is that one of those kind of beautiful things that came out of quarantine and out of tragedy?
It was definitely the latter. It was a quick idea. Matt called me and said, "Hey, what do you think about doing this as a tribute?" And I said, "I love it. Let's try it." And it definitely motivated me to attempt to set up a home rig here, which back to the tech thing was a bit of a struggle, but I think it turned out really beautiful, and we all really wanted to do something special to remember Chris on that day.
It really did. It was really well done, Taylor. Really well done. You're very welcome. This year is obviously screwed. I mean, there's no tours. There's not going to be any concerts. We're all stuck at home. We're not, going out. We're not doing any of that kind of stuff. But what about releasing this record? I know there is no release date yet. Is it going to be, in fact, this year? Or are you going to hold off as other artists have done?
I don't have an answer for you yet on that.
Okay.
Everything is kind of still up in the air just because of all this craziness.
Right.
We're living in unprecedented times. But what I can tell you is that, the song "Death by Rock and Roll," the first single, that's out, obviously. And there is going to be more singles and more music and more visuals and stuff coming. We're working on it. So it's not just going to be like one song and radio silence again. So I don't have an actual record release date, but just stay tuned, because "Death by Rock and Roll," the song, is just the tip of the iceberg.
I like
I'm
where you guys are going.
so ready to hear this record. Yeah, this is going to be incredible. Even just listening to you talk in general. I mean, Cutter and I have both spoken to you a number of times over the years, and you feel so much more. I don't know. There's a certain kind of extra strength to you right now that just feels like it's someone who's been through some crap, and not that you hadn't before, but there's a tone in your voice that I've never heard.
This is a whole different level of crap. So yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly. There was certainly, not to get too dark, but there were certainly moments there where I didn't know if I was going to make it out. So I certainly feel reinvigorated, and this record really feels like a rebirth for the band, for me personally. It feels like our first record in a sense in the way that we put literally everything we had, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything we could possibly do into this album. So it has that kind of excitement of a first record again, which in one way is really unique because a lot of bands don't get that chance again. And I don't know, it's Pretty Reckless 2.0.
I love it. It's awesome.
The month of May, is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's something that we at Razor do a ton with, as far as having a website that's dedicated, and a lot of audio and a lot of video and a lot of conversations specifically that Kaytie's been having with various people from Suicide Hotline on down. Obviously, and I just thought of this because you had said you were in that dark place. What would you, during this month especially, as we're considering, and it needs to be talked about all year round, don't get me wrong, but as we're really digging into it, what would you say to somebody who's in that place now that you're somebody that's come out of it and are better because of it? What would you say to somebody?
I don't know that you ever come out of it. That's the thing. I don't know that coming out of it's the right thing. It's like you never move on. You never get past those losses. You just have to learn. You have to learn to live with them. They become a part of you. And you can't let it consume you. If you fall into that hole like I did, it's a struggle to get out of it. And the thing that I went through it, and the best advice I got was baby steps. If whatever you're at, baby steps. Because when you look at, it's like I'm going to mess up this metaphor, but it's something along the lines of, if you're looking at a frozen lake and you're on one side and you have to get to the other side, if you look at the other side, you're never going to get there. It seems impossible. So what you do is you look down and take one little step and one little step and another little step. And by the time you turn around, you're closer to the other side than the side you started on. And so that's really that's what really helped me, was just baby steps.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. There are times, Taylor, I tell people, like, just get in the shower. Like, you don't even have to get undressed. Just get in the shower, because it will force you to change your clothes because you'll be soaking wet. But just that one thing will make you just feel a little bit better. And that it's just like little step after little step after little step. That was a really incredible metaphor to use there. Awesome. And to say that I'm proud of you seems weird, because I don't know you, and to say that I'm proud of someone to come out or to be coming on the upside of a depression is just awkward to say. But I know the struggle that you've been through, and it's a really incredible thing to hear you kind of pushing through it and using music as a way to release a lot of that stuff and allow other people to heal in that way because of your lyrics as well. It's an incredible strength it takes to do that.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope that, we're all human. Everyone goes through ups and downs, and some of them are more dramatic than others, at different times and different points in life. But you do have to just try to keep going forward. So I do stick to that baby steps. Baby steps.
Absolutely.
Well, Taylor, congratulations on a fantastic song. And we obviously, like we have been stating, we can't wait to hear the rest of the album. And I think I can speak for pretty much everybody in the world of rock. We can't wait to hear the rest of this Pretty Reckless album.
I can't wait for you guys to hear it too. So
I bet. Good luck with everything. Stay safe. Stay cool. Give our love to the rest of the band. And thank you so much for taking some time to do this, Taylor. We greatly appreciate it.
Wow, of course, it will do. And thank you guys so much for the continued support. Like, we really couldn't do this without you guys. So it means so much. Thank you.
Always.
Thank you. enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, and just I hope the sun continues to shine on you today.
Thank you so much. You guys too.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
Thanks.
Stay safe.
Take care, Taylor.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye, Taylor.
All right. Later.
Cutter's Rockcast.
Don't forget to tune in exactly